All right, let's see. At this point in time, this is just what it is. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're probably going to have to lean up so everybody can hear us with everything going on, like I guess, the air conditioner or whatever. But I hope that people can hear us and see us. And so let us know that you're on. Veronica Best just logged on. God bless you. I miss you all. Everyone who is under the sound of my voice, God bless you all. Latia Thompson just logged on. How you doing? God bless you. She said good evening. So it's evening time where you are. Sandra Pammerman is going up the timeline. God bless you all. Arent Parther is going up the timeline. Or Arnett. Forgive me for that. Alicia Carr is going up the timeline. Kashia. Your name is Kashia Davis. God bless you all. Val is going up the timeline. Everyone under the sound of my voice. Sandra, God bless you. How are you? Everyone who is under the sound of our voice. I do miss you all. But my husband and I are resting. My husband and I have to get our rest because we are doing kingdom work. God bless you. Robin is going up the timeline. Shania. Can everyone hear us? If you can hear us, just give a thumbs up. Can you do that? Ebony Joyner is going up the timeline. Lakeisha Taylor is going up the timeline. Tanya Yvette, it's always good to see you. God bless you all. Keisha Hunter, there's my girl. God bless you. How you doing? Everyone who is under the sound of our voice. Great afternoon to you. God bless you. God bless you. Erez. God bless you. Shelly Vaughn. God bless you. Look at Shane. Shane. How you doing? God bless you. Everyone who is under the sound of our voice. So we get ready to talk about something. We get ready to talk about this word called love. God bless you to Melinda. I need everyone right now who's under the sound of my voice. Mother, mommy just went up the timeline. Hey, Adele Brown, I just called your name. Iris, God bless you. She said, hey, family, how are you? Valerie Johnson. I need everyone right now. Shakita, God bless you. Shaquita Smith, Antoinette Ford, God bless you. I need everybody to give us hearts right now. There's a reason for it. Whether you could put them in the comment section, whether you put them right now going up. See there, Fred? My dyslexia kicked in. If you could see, right now, these emojis are now thumbs up. Can you just do us a favor and just give hearts right now? Hearts. I'm doing this for a reason because we're going to be talking about love. We're going to be speaking about the very thing that People Paradise Bay, Monique, God bless you. How you doing? I need everybody right now to do that. There is a reason I'm asking you to do that. Put your hearts in the comment section. Hello, sending love from my favorite couple, Carol Bird, God bless you. Everyone right now, Dottie, God bless you. How are you? Everyone give hearts. There is a reason I am asking you to do this. Did you do that? Did you do that? I'm glad you are. I want you guys to understand that this word called love is a very painful word for a lot of people. Now, I'm going to say something, and my husband is on here, and we're going to have a dialogue. God bless you, Sinceria. We're going to have a dialogue. We're going to have a quick dialogue, and we're going to continue to enjoy our day. I want you guys to just pay attention. I don't want you to get upset. I don't want you to say anything. I don't want you to go left. I don't want you to go right. I don't want you to do anything, but I just want you to pay attention. Now, everyone pay attention. Below me, what we did, London, how are you? How's the baby? What I did is I put up a picture of my husband and I doing this. That's what I did. Now, I want you to pay attention to me. I need everybody to pay attention that's doing hearts. If this is offensive to anyone, I need you to give an angry face. Watch this. If that is offensive to anyone, I want you to give an angry face. I shouldn't wear lipstick, that's for sure. If that was offensive, I have 1,200 people going up the timeline. If what I did was offensive, give angry faces. If what I did was offensive to my husband, give angry faces.
To your husband.
I'm waiting. Cassandra, God bless you. Was this offensive to anyone? Okay. The reason why I'm saying this, First Lady Platter said I loved it. Okay. The reason why I said this is because we're not attacking anybody. We're going to talk about this word that causes people to not understand the use of its power. I put up a picture on Sunday. My husband was covering me. And what we did is we symbolically said openly that we love you in front of our congregation, and we kissed. So, First Lady Prater got it. Why would real love be offensive to other people? Why is love so offensive to people? Love hurts. It hurts. You have to understand that we got 1,500 people who are on here that did not have a problem with what Fred and I displayed openly to people. Whereas there was a young lady and someone said do it again.
A couple ladies.
Tanya, it's so funny. There was a few ladies that got offended that I openly and we openly displayed affection in our church with our congregation, and we kissed. One young lady, and we're not going to attack her, I'm going to give you an understanding of this. Hey, how are you, Evangelist Anderson? A lot of people don't understand that that was offensive to a lot of people. Some people said that that's not a place for it. It's a place of worship. Why in the world would you kiss your husband in front of people? Another young lady said, look at the people behind you. They're worshiping. Why would you do that in the middle of people are worshiping? Another young lady said, these are not leaders because they're not leading. Why would they do this? Because it is not a place. It is a place of worship. Most people don't understand that love is offensive to people who don't have it or may not understand the use of its powers. God is love, and those who love him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And so we truthfully, hello, how are you? We truthfully display what we are about openly to people who need to see an open display of affection, that love is not supposed to hurt. Now, here we go. On my hand, yes, I did. On my finger, this is my commitment. On his hand, it's his commitment. We have made a commitment before God and men to love each other through sickness and health, to death do us part, for better or for worse. Watch this. It's offensive for those who made that oath that unfortunately they did not have those commandments taken seriously,
right,
and someone got hurt. So therefore what happens is people are speaking from a place of pain of a substance that God said to do that they don't understand. You have to understand that there are people who are going to speak about love because they don't understand the use of its power.
Right.
Jesus Christ said, this is my commandment, that you love one another. It even says, husbands, don't be harsh with your wife. It says this, it says, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church and laid down its life for it. And most people don't understand. People have taken love, contorted it, watered it down, and caused people to hate the very thing that God is. God is love. I'm going to let my husband talk now.
The one thing that I see wrong is when I kissed my wife Sunday, right? It was spontaneous.
Yeah.
So it wasn't something that was pre-planned. We did it because we were in the moment. But what was funny is how God orchestrated the whole service. If you just see the picture, then you don't understand the service. It is apparent that the person just saw the picture, or the people that saw the picture. When you saw the service, you seen that we were ministering to couples. Now, even though our moment was spontaneous, it was still something that other couples needed to see. The person had a problem with public affection in a church. Let me show you how they see. The problem with that is 9 times out of 10, a person that sees like that, sex is nasty. Affection is nasty. And so it's something that they're probably, even in this moment, probably even doing outside of the marriage covenant.
Wow.
Because if that person was in the marriage covenant, then they definitely wouldn't have coming against it, because it's something that they would have wanted. It's something that they need. One thing about public affection is people don't show it. You have to teach one another. You have to pull one another. I had to learn things about my wife and what she needed, right? And as I learned what she needed, I was able to give her what she needed. Public affection is very, very important to her. Now, in that moment, I wasn't thinking about the people. I'm just thinking about, because the one covenant, everything sits on. And I need somebody to know this, especially a pastor. If you're married, everything you do sits on marriage, not the other way around. Marriage doesn't sit on the church. Church sits on marriage.
Right.
And so when you have that wrong, and when you have a contorted mind of what love is, then you can never have what you think you want. Because if you get it, then all you're gonna see is something that's happening behind doors. I say it all the time. People love transgression. They love the feel of it. God is trying to show you something new. And one of the things, and I said to my wife earlier, is people don't even understand that's one of our assignments. One of our assignments is marriage. Like, if you know the ministry that God has given us, it's not just the gospel, the life, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus. It's also marriage, building people and building relationships together. And so, like my wife, and I know she's getting ready to get into this, and we'll talk about it. People have a problem with love because they have not experienced nothing but contortion from it.
Right. And Miss Davis just went up the timeline, and it's very true. I think people have a warped sense of love. They have a warped sense of affection. Now watch this. Suppose there was someone, watch this, that has been violated. If someone has been violated, it is going to be very difficult for them to understand healthy affection, a healthy touch. See what I'm saying? And I think what happens is people don't know what a healthy love relationship is. And so once they see an open display of affection, it becomes offensive because that was supposed to be love for me, but unfortunately, it was pain. So they can't perceive what love is because they only see it through painful lenses. Now, I'm going to say this. When I was conversing with my husband, I said to him, I want to speak to a lot of people who are single. I don't want you to attack the young lady, leave her alone. I just had to do what I had to do. I had to block her to protect her. But I want you to understand what happens when a woman or a man is dating. And I'm going to say women because the women attack me more than the men. The women, that's just what it is. I begin to say to Fred, I said, the problem I believe that a lot of women are having with finding a husband, a lot of problem that women are having in dating is because they have already loaded up a round of offense before the entree gets on the table. I think what happens is women have been hurt so much in relationships until when they go out and they date to discover a relationship, they speak pain instead of positivity, and they unfortunately run individuals off. I'm going to be very transparent. 19 carats on my finger tells me, it doesn't say that my husband loves me. It says that we have made a commitment before God to love each other the way Christ says that we are supposed to love. I'm going somewhere. I am not displaying my husband or anything to show off. I am openly displaying that it is possible for you to love again after you've experienced pain in your life. We always say it. Don't let your pain from your past cripple what could be a beautiful future. And most people, especially women, you speak from a place of pain, and you don't understand that God may put you in a position to love again. But if you keep loading up a round of offense, you will rub someone who could help you love again the wrong way and find yourself in a horrible dating pool of despair. Now watch this. There was a young lady just went up the timeline and said, that's not true. I've been violated, but I loved again. Hold on. For me too. But you have to understand, I had to let God show me what a healthy love was before he introduced it to me to recognize it in someone else. Understand? And so you have to understand that there are a lot of women, unfortunately, if you don't calm down and put away anything that's offensive, It's okay to have your guard up for a while, but don't keep your guard up the whole time. If he displays a level of consistency, love, if he is not selfish and he is selfless, if he is consistent in showing you more pleasure than pain, I believe that you should just calm down a little bit and let it fall where it may possibly go. I think sometimes what happens is, just like the young lady that said that's offensive, and how dare you do that? It's a sanctuary.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be worshiping God. How dare you? You guys, I had to block one lady that said
I wouldn't want to go to her church.
You're not a leader. If she go to church at all, you're not a leader. You're not all of those things. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Gosh, right now, even when I'm sitting up here, the comments, one young lady said, my husband left me. There are people right now who are saying, they left me. Just because one person leaves you does not mean that you're going to be left unloved your whole life. Now, watch this. A young lady that just said that, and women that's going up the timeline, what I'm saying to you is this. You have to let God heal you first so you can recognize it when it comes. Most people who are dating, you're dating in a painful place, expecting that someone will come along and help heal the pain someone else caused. Hurt people do hurt people. Hurt people do hurt people. So how can you help and you're hurting? It's going to be hard, because if they do, like the one young lady that just saw me and Fred kissing, if they do one thing wrong, you gonna go off.
They out of there.
You gonna go off. If he says one thing wrong, you gonna go off. He might not have meant it that way. I say this when someone I was talking to in Chicago, he was on a date and he took his cellular device on a date. The date was going right. Someone said, I'm 60 and I've never had a healthy relationship.
Wow.
How does she recognize love if she's never had it? This could be offensive to her, or it could be hope for someone else. She took her phone. He took his phone on the date. He laid his cellular device down on the table, and she went off. She said, who the F do you think I am, you cheating mother? She went off. And he said, hold on, I'm just putting my phone down. What she revealed later on is that her ex used to cheat on her and always used to put his cellular device down. On the day, he called her sister and said, I'm going to leave her here. I paid the tab. Come get her, because there's something wrong with her. What I'm saying is, I need you single ladies to check your pain speedometer before you go out dating. Because if a young lady could go bah, 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 and see, one thing about social media, there's a lot of cowards that hide behind stuff. They don't like you anyway, so they're looking for an opportunity to throw you under the bus anyhow. And so, I mean, that's very common with me. And so what she did is she said, bah, 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 bah. And someone else that was hurt, bah, 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 bah. Someone else that was jealous, bah, 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 bah. And they started loading up rounds on something that was innocent. That was my husband, because of their own personal experience that love hurt them. And seeing this ain't helping me at all. In fact, it's offensive.
Right.
Go ahead, baby.
Well, one of the comments said that people are entitled to their opinions.
They are.
And you guys, people are definitely entitled to their opinions.
Oh, sure.
But we are entitled to address opinions for the healthiness of the body.
That's right.
And so you got to realize that people have been doing church, but marriages have been failing. Marriages right now are breaking down all over the nation. The statistics are up when it comes to divorce. A young man just went up the
timeline. He said, I just experienced this.
And so
wow.
when the statistics are up for divorce, wouldn't you want to see real public affection, or would you rather see somebody that looks like they're together? They look like they're in love. They look like that. No, that's not what you want to see. So one of the things that you got to get used to, and I can't speak to the pain of a woman, but I can speak to pain. When you have experienced pain, yes, ghost pains do come. And you can easily blame somebody else for something that somebody else has done. The lady just said 60 years and she have not experienced a fruitful relationship. It doesn't mean that it cannot happen. If she's just saying it had not happened yet. It doesn't mean that all men and all women are bad. It just means that it had not happened yet. And so there is a need more for people to see what is real, especially now in a time where marriages in the minute are going, and I'm not saying nothing, but the regular marriages are going to become, people are going to come against. So all we want to do as kingdom pastors is show the love of Christ. Why would he say, love your wife as Christ loved the church? Why would he make that example?
One young lady just went up the timeline and she said, I don't ever want to be married again. She said, especially to a man. Her pain was that severe. Another young lady, and we're just reading people's comments, another young lady just went up the timeline and she said, as a single woman, that is offensive to see that. And let's address that, because the woman just went up the timeline with respect. She said, it's offensive for me to see that. And so there are a lot of single women and men. No, I'm not going to even say men, because we're dealing with the statistics here. And the statistics here is they're predominantly single women that are listening. She said that she gets offended when she sees married couples.
Wow. Or
people in relationships somewhat. Her verbiage stated. And so I'm going to ask, statistically speaking, I need everybody to give hearts right now. Let everybody give hearts. I'm going to show y'all something. Everybody, there's almost 2,000 people. I need you to click, tag, and share. Let me help blow y'all's mind. No one can see your name unless you put it under the comments. No one is going to judge you. We're saying the truth. 2,000 people who are giving hearts right now. So now what I'm showing you is these are hearts. Everybody that's late, I need everybody to give hearts. Watch this. Single women who are on here, do you find it offensive to see married people giving affection or healthy relationships and you're single? If so, give an angry face. If you find it offensive to see healthy marriages or couples going up your timeline, be honest. No one can see you. Is it offensive to you? Nobody can see you. Let's be honest right now. I want to show you something. Are you offended? Okay. All right. Get the angry face. Give the angry face. If you're offended by seeing other couples and you're a single woman. Okay. So, we're talking about statistics here. There's almost 2,000 people here. And there was one woman that went up the timeline and said, it's offensive. She spoke her truth. Don't attack her. There are other people that feel like she does. They feel like it is offensive because I'm single. Why do I have to see you in a relationship? I'm single. A woman crushed my heart yesterday. That's just the bottom line. There was no other way to say it. And she still won't acknowledge what I did. She said, you stabbed me in the back. And I don't know what I did to this day. Having a conversation with someone who is very dear to me, the revelation of it is because I'm married. I'm married. And so sometimes you have to understand that in your secret prayers, God is there. He sees that inside, because you have not experienced a relationship, that secretly you feel that you're being left out. The Word of God said, rejoice for those that rejoice.
Right.
And if you could rejoice and you could log on and see that there's a level of me that is displaying hope. There are women all around me. Seraphina just got married. My girlfriend T.L. Penny, she's getting ready to get married. There are people who are all around me that rings are still falling. But they had some work to do. And I'm saying it's not that I don't love any of you. I love you all. I want to help you. Watch this. Do you know that love corrects as much as it does protect? And sometimes a lot of you can't find love is because you can't stand to be corrected. And I'm not saying me. God could be having you in your quiet time, preparing you for that opportunity by correcting you on things that you don't want to let go. God could be correcting you with things to help you that you don't understand, that you offended by it. But God says, I got somebody for you, but I love you enough to correct you so you can receive the good of the land. Most people don't understand that God said, whom I love, I correct. Yeah. And if you can't let somebody correct you, then you're not ready to be in a relationship in the first place. You can't let somebody say, hold on, baby, let me help you with that. See, you have to understand. Everybody is saying, wow, in your secret time, that's when God draws the line and says, I got to correct that. And most people, because you won't allow God to fix the problem, you become the problem.
So one thing that somebody said that they never want to be married again, right?
Wow.
I want to address that. Anybody feeling like that? First of all, that's your right. It is your right if you say, I don't want to do that again. It's your right.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it if you come against anybody else that is in love or you come against marriage? Mm-hmm. So if you make a decision and you say, you know what, for me, because marriage, love is work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? Marriage and love is work because it is consistently that you have to mold and shape or be molded and shaped to the assignment and the relationship of marriage, right? So it's work. If you decide you don't want to do it, the problem is not you saying you don't want to have it or you don't want to do it anymore because of what happened. The problem is when you start seeing it and it offends you. If you start seeing it and offends you, it's because something's still broken in you. Wow. Now, if you see it, but it's not offensive to you, you just good, you just settled in your singleness, you just happy, then baby, live your life the way that you want to live your life. But if you see it and it hurts you, if we show affection and it hurts or it's aggravating, if those things are aggravating you, it's aggravating because something in the inside of you is broken. Something in the inside of you is being agitated because you need to come back. You need to be fully healed from a situation. We're not trying to make first of all, we don't need any carbon copies. We don't need either. What we want is to see God use our relationship to build up other relationships and be the example that God always wanted his church to be. We're not eunuchs. When the eunuch or the priest that was a eunuch had the church, he was the priest that ran the church. He didn't have a relationship or he didn't have a wife. So you didn't see that. And all those things, it was, everything was holy, every sermon. No, that's not what we do. We have a family church. We have a family assignment. Our assignment is to all people. So we're not wrong for showing affection inside the house of God. As a matter of fact, it's the place where it's supposed to be seen the most so that husbands and wife may be convicted and start a new commitment of affection with their own spouses.
Biblically, marriage is honorable in the eyesight of the Lord. And so biblically, we were already in the book. But I think I'm going to ask every single person who is on here, whether you be a man or a woman, ask yourself, do you really want to be loved again? Matter of fact, you might want to ask yourself, were you loved right in the first place? Because a lot of times what happens is people were not loved right in the first place. In the first place. Now, I'm not going to lie. I have done that. I've done it before. And unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way that wasn't what God said love was. And so I ran from what it wasn't. So that's why I had my track shoes on.
But you said also, baby, that you bucked for a minute.
I bucked for a minute. Okay. When I first met my husband, I bucked for a moment. I bucked for a moment because I was getting out of something very painful that a lot of people saw but did not understand. It was very painful to endure that. However, I was determined to get out of it because I knew that was not good for me. It was not the right relationship for me. And it was killing me. I was inside, dying. I was dead. I was in a place where I literally was... I was in so much pain in that relationship until I masked it. Yeah, I did. And so it was not till God said, I'm releasing you from this, and freed me until I was able to see me. Sometimes people can't see themselves connected to someone else because of the pain that's right before your eyes. It's very difficult to see who you are and who you're supposed to be when all you've become conducive to is pain and misery. I'm dropping bars and I don't mean to, but it's true.
Yeah.
And so when I first met my husband, the Lord had me in a level of singleness for a long time, and y'all didn't understand that. Y'all just went by what you saw or what I've allowed you to see in my transparent moments. And so what happened was God told me, I'm getting ready to release somebody. I am. He didn't say, I'm getting ready to pick somebody, Jamila. You gonna pick. He said, I am getting ready to release a covering to you. I've got to prepare you for it. And so what happened is, in the shower, I never will forget, it was on February, I prayed and the Lord told me, I sold. This is my truth. I sold for my husband. I was obedient. I did everything that I was supposed to do. And when I met him, immediately, watch this, I became fearful. I did. Because it was different. It sounded different. It walked different. It talked different. Everything about it was, I had never experienced this before. I felt safe. And so when I felt safe, my spirit settled. But I bucked a little bit. I bucked a little bit. I did. I bucked a little bit because my senses were heightened because of what I just got away from.
Yeah.
My senses were heightened. And Fred was patient and said, keep your running shoes on. Keep them on. He says, because I want you to keep them on. You're supposed to keep them on. He said, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make you take them off. And it was through patience, love, understanding. It was through a very sensitive spirit that he handled me differently. Now watch this. And he was recovering from something painful too.
That's right.
What happened is, watch this, we both had to take masks off so we can see who God says we were to each other. Right. And I think a lot of times what happens in dating, people are masking who they really are. And people don't want to handle who you really are supposed to be because you're not coming to them with the truth.
The thing, what you done though, when she said she bucked, she didn't stop or she didn't take away my hope.
No,
right?
I didn't. Yeah,
so
I wasn't a hope
killer. She
killer.
didn't stop or she didn't take away my hope. So
Right.
I knew I had something to work with. And sometimes what happens is when you're out there, you take away the other person's hope that you can even have a relationship.
Yeah.
You don't put a caution. It's all right to proceed with caution.
Right.
It's all right to yield, but don't stop.
So say that. It's a difference between being cautious and being a hope killer.
Yeah. It's a
Explain
difference
the hope killer.
So if she would have kept pushing me away,
right?
If she would have pushed me away, I would have saw that I had nothing to work with.
Wow!
Because everything would have been a fight.
So name something that pushes men away.
Anger. I think anger is definitely one.
Okay.
I want to use the right words. Just spazzing out and being erratic and saying things and it'll kill a man quick.
Because and it comes from a place of pain. And it kills the
hope. And even though it comes from a place of pain, what the person says is, man, she has so much pain that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get. So I knew my wife had pain. Mm-hmm. I didn't know the level, but it wasn't so much. It wasn't so much pain that I couldn't help her to be healed.
Right.
You understand? So it's all right it's all right to proceed with caution. It's all right to yield, but don't stop. A lot of you are making the mistakes is as soon as you see a red flag, it ain't no way that I didn't set off one of her red flags.
Yeah.
There was no way that I didn't set off one of, because I'm a man. Men have a tendency to have the same type of habits, even if I didn't do anything that was quote unquote wrong, disrespectful. But I'm a man, so if she would have allowed any of those things to stop or to pull the ripcord, well, she'd have killed my hope. She never killed my hope to pursue her. She always gave me hope. So I kept pursuing because she kept giving me the leeway. Come on, proceed with caution. And eventually it developed what it was supposed to be. She said this morning, she had to see if I was genuine.
Yeah.
This is why she bucked. She said, I bucked because I had to see it was genuine. So it's all right to buck a little bit, ladies. But proceed with caution. It's all right to do that. But don't stop. Don't go off. Because it's impossible for a man not to trigger you.
Okay.
It is impossible.
So we're saying hope killing versus precaution. And I think a lot of times women, what I want the women to do right now is put up, and if you're men, Prophet Todd Hall, I'm honored to see you here, sir. If you're a man, I wish the men would really just openly tell these women what are the hope killers. That means a man that's trying to pursue you, you load up a round of hope killer and he ain't got a snowball chance in hell and he coming genuine. Now I'm gonna tell you a story that I heard. I was at a conference and I'm not gonna say who the pastor was, but he was saying something that he was a single pastor and he wanted to date a woman. And what he said is he made mention about her attire. He said, I'm a pastor. He's a well-known pastor. He said, what I want you to do is understand in dating and me wanting to pursue you, I need you to kind of change the way you dress. What he said was, he just didn't say it. He said, I am going to invest in your wardrobe. So when I'm jumping on my jet, this is what he said, or I'm going to wherever I'm going, that you can be with me in a presentable mannerism, because I want us to be presented a certain way. He invested in her. God bless you so much. Thank you, Prophet. What he did is he invested in her. He said over the course of a month, she came back and she said, who do you think you are? She was offended. I said to him, are you serious? He said, yeah. He said, I am who I am. He's huge. And he said, I was offended. I just didn't say anything. I invested in her because I wanted to pursue a future with this woman. And I was trying to help her. And he said, sis, talk to her. I said, oh, no, because I knew if she did not receive from him, who was investing in her to eventually make this woman his wife, I knew she wasn't going to hear from me. And so I think sometimes women have to sit down in their singleness and say, what are you throwing off? When you have someone that's coming in your life that's saying, look, I'm going to help you because this is the area of strength or expertise that I'm bringing to the table. And I think sometimes with women, we have been so programmed for precaution and not understand that we have been programmed to kill a possibility of a hopeful relationship quick.
I mean, out the door. You had one date. How can you evaluate a person off one date? Now I'll say this, and I'll say it, and I'll say it alone. I'll probably say this a lifetime. A man usually knows what he wants first.
Our first date was horrible.
No, that's our first date. That wasn't our first interaction.
What was our first date?
Our first interaction.
Our first interaction was horrible.
Yeah, our first interaction.
It was
when
horrible.
we first met.
Yeah.
But we spoke and we was on the phone and on FaceTime for a month. Before we had a personal interaction with one another. So it was all built. The hope was all built up. There was nothing that I ever said. She never got anything that was crazy. And so we set a foundation. So by the time we had our first date, even though it was terrible, it didn't stop nothing.
No. and then he came back with vengeance. He was like, he came back with vengeance. I mean, I wish that we could really just have a lot of time with this, but I want to ask women, and hopefully you can put your comments up there and you guys can come back to this video and converse with each other later. What happens when a woman keeps finding herself being a habitual dater? She just dates and she dates and she dates, and it's okay. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying is, what happens? Does she ever stop and think that if I keep doing this, maybe I know he has issues, but as a woman,
and there's a lot
what
of
am I killing? What am I killing the hope with? Is it because she brings her past to the dinner table? She brings every child to the dinner table. She brings her demands to the dinner table. She brings her expectations to the dinner table. Just like a man has these things, women, you got to realize, it is Isaiah 4 says, in the last day they shall lay hold 4 women. It's now, the statistics is 11 to 1. What are you as women? Y'all need to converse about this when we log off. What are you guys bringing to the table besides a bunch of pain? I am asking you, men too.
Right.
You got to know what it is.
To say that because it's a lot.
Someone said that's a great question.
It's a lot of men.
What are they bringing
it's
to
a lot
the
of
table?
men that have, and it's not talked about, and we're gonna talk about it more.
You can feel it. You can feel it at the table.
It's a lot of men that's hurt. Imagine a man that has been hurt. Some people are already settled in their mind. They're gonna date, but I'm not loving it.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay. Someone
Because,
says you sleeping with each other too fast.
Yeah, I mean that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it. You know why? Because you didn't build a foundation.
And sex clouds your judgment.
It does.
Yeah, it clouds your judgment.
It does.
All day.
Yeah. Because so you have a lot of men, watch this, and especially if you sleep, somebody else said that.
Yeah.
You sleep with somebody too fast, they're gonna prejudge you even wrong.
Right.
They're gonna look at you even wrong.
Okay, another young lady just went on the timeline. She said, I realized that when you be up front, oh Lord. She said, when you be up front, they still cheat. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question, ladies, because there's so many women on here. Either way the pendulum swing, dating is a game.
I'm finna say, you can't call dating cheating.
No.
Because it ain't cheating until y'all have made a solemn vow and commitment to one another.
I think people, when there's a third or fourth or fifth date, or you still, and I'm gonna say this because I know what type of woman I was.
Yeah.
I was from the door saying, and I was being honest.
You was.
Look, this ain't gonna be no relationship. I don't do relationships. You got a good hour, and you got to be up out of here, because that's the type of woman I was. So there's no honor among thieves, right? So no, you can't leave no Timbs here because you ain't gonna be here tomorrow. I was very upfront. However, I thank God for changing me, but that was my defense mechanism because I'd already gone through so much. And so what I'm gonna say this, I think a lot of times dating love hurts, because in dating there's so many games being played, you don't know what you want to do. But I think if you date with an open mind and date with your clothes on, you'll have a better chance at going in fellowshipping instead of looking for a relationship from the door.
Yeah, because some people
It's fellowshipping.
Yeah, because some people are just sitting back. Like, the one thing I knew, she was doing it with me, and I think I was doing the same way. I'm looking to see if somebody gonna pop up.
Yeah.
Is somebody gonna pop up? And not that you're hopeful that it doesn't. Mm-hmm. But when you seeing consistently that there's no surprises, there's no person, no people, because everybody wants to be loved, man and woman.
Whether they want to admit it or not.
Whether they want to admit it
Whether
or
they
not.
like it or not.
They want to experience a monogamous relationship with a woman or a man that God have called for them. Everybody wants that. But you have to be in a position, you got to be in a place to be honest with yourself enough to say what it is. Like the young lady said, I was honest from the door, but they still cheat. You first got to know who you dealing with.
Yeah.
Is this person even a person that really wants that type of relationship?
Right.
I wonder, do people even talk about, baby, when are you looking to be married?
Yeah.
Or is that a scary question?
I wouldn't talk about that from the door.
You know what I'm saying?
That's something I wouldn't talk about from the door.
Is that, but how do you talk about wanting a monogamous relationship if you don't talk about marriage? How was that spoken? I don't know.
No, I don't know.
And
And then we gonna hurry up because we still got to go on the boardwalk, because I'm here trying to, recoup and recover with my husband. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of people, and I'm going to say this, I think that when you meet a man, and can I say this from back in the day? I'm going to just give women some advice from when I was single. May I? I think that women, if you meet a man and he's single and he's been single for a long time, don't come in with an expectation that I can get him to settle down with me. He's telling you from the door, I am dating and I am not interested in dating. Get it out of your mind that you are the woman that he's going to change for. Don't even put it in your mind. Eat them wings and shut up. You're fellowshipping, which means that he has to get his priorities together. And you may not be in those plans. So I think a lot of women get hurt with the expectation I can get him to change. You're fellowshipping, and that's what you're doing. What I want women to understand is you have to, like I said in my book, eat the wings and shut up. Just enjoy the camaraderie of fellowship. Don't put them on a ship that may shipwreck because you want passengers on your boat. Just eat the wings and chill. Most men want women that they can have a good friendship with first. They want to know that they're hanging out with the boys.
So important.
And I'm going to tell you, let me give you a secret. Important. Let me give you a secret. They bring their walls down.
Yeah.
They bring, watch this. Men will bring their everything and every barrier they got to keep people blocked out. When they with a woman that's like a dude, like she one of his boys, she cool, he becomes vulnerable.
She exploded my walls. I mean, knocked them down. I didn't have it.
I knocked them walls down like a good game of Candy Crush.
Because she first started out
laughing,
talking,
just friends. Yeah.
Talking and laughing.
Yeah. But I think what you got to realize is that when you do that, and if you let Bitter Betty surface in the middle of you making them laugh, he gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah, who is that? What is that going
He pulls
on?
the walls back up and he puts them up stronger. Men want to see if they can trust you with their vulnerability. That's true. That's true. Some men just want to be friends. Can you be okay being his friend? Can you be okay being in a friendship zone? Watch this. But most women stick themselves in a friendship zone, and you stated with the expectation that he gonna change. No. You in a friendship zone, act like it. You have friends too. Date with your clothes on. Eat the wings and be quiet. Men are watching just as well as you. Okay, now watch this. People says, I wasted too much time not asking the right questions. You're asking questions. Why? Dating is collecting data. Watch this. Stop asking questions and let them give you those answers in time. That means that when you let a man become vulnerable, in due time, he'll tell you everything you want to know. You don't have to get up and say, how many kids you want? You want to be married? How many kids you want? You want to have married before you're 50? And your eggs still swimming. How many you got? Who you seeing right now? You seeing me or the woman across town? One question that you should ask, are you married? And if he don't call you after a certain time, you know good and well what happened. Yeah, well, you ain't call me back. When you ask a man too many questions, he do like they do in church. He put that one little finger up and he go,
yeah, you already know I ain't coming back.
And so you a hope killer. And so you kill the hope and any possibility he got for a second or third date. Sometimes you have to understand. Don't even come to the door and tell a man, I'm celibate. I'm celibate. I ain't having sex. I'm saving my goodies for Jesus. Whatever it is that y'all telling people, he don't want to know that. He may not even be there for that. But you put the... They laughing, Fred. But just stop talking. Stop talking. Just chill. But I think sometimes what happens is women have been hurt by love so much until they're afraid to even know what it really is. If y'all knew what love really was, it'd scare you half to death. Some of y'all, God may give you a minute. You ain't got a fix. And you so used to a fixer-upper until you don't know a whole man if he's standing in your presence. You better learn to be a damsel in distress. But sometimes women, you can be so independent until you like, man, she don't need no man. She is a whole man by herself. And even though I'm so strong, I need my husband. My tire blew out last week and I was like, hello, Fred, I don't know what I hit. Do I know how to change a tire? Dang all right, I do. Dang all right, I do. And I'm saying, someone said chill, sis, chill. Yeah, true. Sometimes, ladies, I'm saying this for your own good. Y'all gotta relax. Just enjoy the camaraderie of fellowship. Now we got to get up out of here.
We gotta go.
So I'm saying that.
Listen.
Yeah.
She said something that's very important, ladies. A dude don't want to date no other dude.
Unless that's his thing.
Boy, look at him. And I'm talking about a man that is dating a woman.
Yeah.
He don't want that.
Yeah.
He don't want that. You save all that stuff for something else. He wants to see a lady.
Yeah.
He wants to know that there is a lady there. That's what the attraction is. Once that other stuff start rising, questions start posting in the man's mind, and he don't know whether he starts saying, "Is this it, or should I look for another?" We gotta eat, baby.
Okay, we gotta eat, baby. This woman just said something real quick. Well, I think it was a man that said it. But I remember when we had a conference before, and Luther McKinstry said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He said women talk too much. Mm-hmm. And he said when a woman talk too much on a date, men don't like that.
Okay.
I guess well, that's another topic. I think that you should just chill.
I think that depends on what type of man it is.
Well, I just think that just chill.
I mean, yeah, definitely chill.
Just chill. And, here's a good one.
I guess I would want to know what talking too much means. Like,
well, I think that when they say that, it means when she loads up a round of Hopekiller.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what I'm assuming. That's what it is. And when we were talking in that conference at Chief Ava, that's what he said. But I think a lot of times what happens, and the reason why women don't know how to date is because they don't know how to conversate. Men love women who know how to have a conversation. That means she ain't talking about her ovaries being dried up. She ain't talking about how many kids she got or don't got, how many degrees she got. She just knows how to have conversation about everyday life and everyday activity and simple things of interest, right? I don't know nothing about, like the girl said yesterday. She said, I remember when you first jumped in the truck with Fred.
She sure did.
I ain't know nothing about no truck, but I jumped in that sucker.
She sure did.
Honey, let me tell you something. I said, do I?
She said, I've been riding with you for 4 years. I've seen everything.
She
and I even
said,
seen how you start dating Fred.
She made me cry. I was in Red Lobster with her. That woman encouraged me so much. I had to bless her life. She said, I remember when you jumped in the truck with Fred. You ain't know nothing about no truck. You ain't know nothing about no 18-wheelers. You ain't know nothing about none of that stuff. But I jumped in the truck with him because I just wanted to see what his interest was. And I said, how do you do that? Well, does that wheel drop down? Well, how do you drop the load? You got to back this thing up. And I'm going to tell you what I was doing. Fred was getting taller and taller and taller because the interest wasn't about me. It was about him. See, you can't teach. Sometimes, like I said, I'm getting ready to have something at Unity called I want to talk to the teachable women. I want to talk to the teachable woman. Some women are teachable and some not so much. Anyway, we got to go.
You know what? We're going to leave. But one of the things my wife is going to teach women is how do you get a man when you really don't need one?
There's a big difference. That's something that women could be doing. She could be throwing off, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Oh, Lord, it's deep. There's a crisis.
That's heavy.
There's a crisis amongst the African-American woman. And I'm being honest, I want it fixed. I want my women that want husbands to be married and my brothers that's on here that want real wives and want to be committed to be husbands. Someone said, please do a talk part two.
Part two.
Maybe we'll have somebody else come on here. But all around me, my mother, she cultivated us to be wives. Every one of my mother's children are, my brother's married and all the sisters are married. And so for me, I didn't want to be married to the jokers that I chose. But this one, I'm going to the grave with. Well, I'm killing it.
Never stop having affection in church.
No,
we would never stop. Okay. Lipstick. Okay. Lipstick. All right.
Yeah, and a good man will make you he'll make you be a woman. But he'll make you be a little girl. And that's the key. It's knowing that you could be safe enough to be a little girl in his arms.
Somebody say, go eat y'all wings.
Bye.
I
ain't going to need no wings. I ain't eating meat yet. I have to find me a salad or something.